Good morning and welcome into your Tuesday edition of Hoops Talk with Dave. I'm your host, Dave Smith. 5 days away from Selection Sunday. Single-digit days now, 9 days away from the beginning of the round of 64, which of course is next Thursday, that incredible day where I hope you're taking off work. I hope you're on the couch. Hope you got 4 TVs set up, ready to rock and roll for you. We had a couple of bids clinched last night, as well as some terrific semifinal action going on across college basketball. Starting with the SoCon Championship. Talk about an offensive performance here from both of these squads. Ended up being Wofford pulling this one out over Furman. This was a 6-seed Wofford versus a 5-seed Furman in the SoCon. The line was essentially a toss-up. This game was back and forth until the very end. Wofford hit a few threes to really pull them ahead. And Wofford is probably going to fall right around that 14, maybe the 15 seed line, depending on how things line up. But not a team that I would want to face off against, because if they shoot the ball like they did here, they're going to give somebody some trouble. All these mid-majors are really, really good, including the Troy Trojans, who won the Sun Belt last night. I thought Arkansas State would win this game personally. The Red Wolves were 2.5-point favorites coming into this one. Troy took over this one. They really dominated down the stretch. I think the difference here is that Troy shot 33 of 39 from the free throw line. Arkansas State only shot 24 free throws in total, making 19 of them. But Troy, the Trojans, the champions of the Sun Belt, they clinched an NCAA tournament bid. They'll probably come in right about that. Maybe the last 13 seed, probably a 14 seed here. Once again, depending on how things go elsewhere. But nonetheless, great for Troy, great for Wofford. They clinch a spot in the NCAA tournament. Consider their tickets punched. Elsewhere, let's go to the Colonial Athletic Association, the CAA semifinals taking place last night. How about a great March story here? Delaware, the Blue Hens, they came into this conference tournament as the 13 seed. The 13 seed. They had a losing record, but now they have won 5 games in 5 days, and they beat the number 1 seed Towson. They were leading by 4 at halftime, pulled away at the start of the second half, and never looked back. Towson tried to make it close there in the last minute of the game, unable to do so. Delaware, from losing record to the CAA championship game tomorrow. They've won 5 games in 5 days. What a gauntlet they have run. And now they sit 1 game away from clinching their bid in the NCAA tournament. Insane. That is what March is all about right here. Are stories like Delaware. It's incredible to see them do what they're doing. I would love to see them win tonight. I think it would be a great story to see come to fruition. However, on the other side of things, the other semifinal, UNC Wilmington able to edge out Charleston. Charleston had a chance to tie the game or take the lead late, turn the ball over on that possession. UNCW does their job. They make their free throws, ended up winning this one by 1. A back-and-forth one down the stretch. UNC Wilmington will take on Delaware in the CAA championship. I think in terms of things that are more March-like, I want Delaware to win this game. But if I'm looking for a team to win a game potentially in the NCAA tournament, I'm going to go to UNC Wilmington over Delaware. And that's not to discredit what Delaware has done this week. It's been an incredible week for them, but their whole body of work shows that they're not meant to compete with big-time teams. Not to say that UNC Wilmington is. I just think they're more equipped and more capable to do so. That will be a fun one to watch tonight. We'll get to that in a minute. Last night in the West Coast Conference, St. Mary's taking down Pepperdine. Pepperdine was on an incredible run. They won 4 games in 4 days, ran into the Gales. The Gales win 74-59. And Gonzaga last night. San Francisco led at halftime over the Zags. Gonzaga dominates the second half. They win that one 85-76. And like we all thought we were going to get, Gonzaga versus St. Mary's in the WCC Championship tonight. We've got 4 title games for you tonight, 4 bids to be clinched. We'll go through these in chronological order, starting at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. That's right, Delaware, UNC Wilmington, the CAA Championship Final. The Seahawks of UNC Wilmington are 8.5-point favorites over the Delaware Blue Hens, but of course, don't count out Delaware. We've seen what they've done so far. Don't count them out. Also at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2, the Northeast Conference Tournament Final. The winner of this one will be a 16 seed, I believe, potentially a 15 seed if everything shakes out, if teams like Delaware win their conference tournament. St. Francis, PA taking on Central Connecticut. And hey, St. Francis, PA coming in with a losing record. Central Connecticut, if they win this one, they might be able to get to the 15 seed line. They sit at 25-6 and 9.5-point favorites tonight. Once again, that game tip-off 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. And then over on ESPN, we've got Youngstown State taking on Robert Morris in the Horizon League Championship Final. A battle between 2 of the best teams in the conference here. Robert Morris going 17-5 in the Horizon League. Youngstown State, the Penguins, going 15-7. Robert Morris sits as a 3.5-point favorite. Tip-off for that one, once again, 7 p.m. So we got 3 championship games at 7 p.m., 1 at 9 p.m., and of course the one at 9 p.m. is the most highly anticipated one. Gonzaga taking on St. Mary's, the number 19 ranked Gales. Tip-off, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. The Zags sit as 3.5-point favorites, even though St. Mary's has beaten them twice this year. I like the Gales to beat them 3 times. It's always so tough to beat an opponent twice. It's even tougher to beat them 3 times, but I like the Gales to do so. They have owned this West Coast Conference, and I like them to pull this one out. And we do have some daytime basketball today. We got the Big 12 tournament starting today, the ACC tournament starting today, the Conference USA's tournament starting today. Starting at 12:30, Cincinnati, who's sitting right on the bubble right now, really on the wrong side of the bubble, probably one of the last 4 out, maybe the next 4 out, but either way, they need a victory today. Tip-off, 12:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus between the Bearcats of Cincinnati and the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Cincy sits as a 6.5-point favorite. Over in the ACC at 2 p.m. Eastern on ACC Network, Pitt taking on Notre Dame. The Pitt Panthers a 3.5-point favorite over the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. That one broadcast on ACC Network. And that will wrap up today's episode of Hoops Talk with Dave. Thanks for tuning in here. I'm Dave Smith. Be sure to join us back here tomorrow morning on your Wednesday, as we've got some more terrific action coming for you, a lot more daytime basketball coming. We've got basketball from roughly noon until midnight every day between now and the bracket reveal on Sunday. Exciting stuff coming for you. Hey, this is March after all. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DaveSmithNBA for all the latest college basketball news, updates, and action, as well as any major headlines going on in the NBA while we are deep into March, deep into college basketball. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.